to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
Hey guys, this is Jay. I am coming to you this New Year's week, and I'm doing the NXT review. And NXT show to this week was on New Year's Eve, and to be honest, I was kind of surprised that they were doing a full show. Not only did they do a full show, they did it on New Year's Eve. I don't know. I don't think it was live, but like just the fact that they did a full, complete show on New Year's Eve was awesome. To be honest, I actually thought Raw this week they were going to bag it in too, but apparently this week they're doing all brand new shows, which is really good. And I do like the fact that they did this week on NXT. They did live shows with live matches with the awards. To be honest, I thought they were just going to do highlights all week long for all the shows. So it was a good thing. It was really cool. So this is not going to be a long review, but just know that I was pleasantly surprised. Very pleasantly surprised by this episode. So it came from the Performance Center in Winter Park, Florida. Again, like last week, they did a tape show from Lowell, Massachusetts. Next week, they're doing New Year's Evil from LA. So this was just a 1 week in the middle of all of that to be back at the Performance Center. So anyway. It was a really great episode. I mean, like I said, it wasn't pay-per-view quality, obviously, or PLE quality, but they had a lot of solid matches. Even the one match I wasn't looking forward to was actually a lot better than I thought. So that's good. So we had the first match of the night, which was Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice, and this was set up last week. It was a misunderstanding between Kalani and Lola. And Lola Vice, great, amazing. Kalani Jordan is coming up in the first ever North American Women's Champion. She's coming up, doing well. Every time you see her, she does even better. I think she's getting a little bit more of an edge to her character, which was always good. And this was a high quality match. And at the end of the match, at the end of the match, we had, let's see. Oh, yeah. So Jordan, Kalani Jordan drives a knee into midsection of Vice. Jordan whips Vice across the ring. It's 2 forearm knockdowns. Jordan goes for a cartwheel, back elbow, but Vice counters with the rear naked choke. Jordan then drives Vice back into the canvas. So she just dropped her on her back. And then Cora Jade comes out and distracts Kalani Jordan. Jordan shoves Lola Vice into Jade, and then Jordan connects with the bridging O'Connor roll to pick up the victory. So Kalani Jordan wins the match. Great match. It was a great match. These two cook, and it was a great match. After the match, Cora Jade attacks Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice with a kendo stick. And let me tell you, some of the shots that Cora Jade were hitting Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice with a kendo stick, they were like she was swinging for the fences. Oh my God. Stephanie McCoy comes out. She comes to the ring. And then Vice inadvertently clocks McCoy with a spinning back fist. So, a little tension there as well. Anyway, Kalani Jordan wins. Then there's a little Fatal Influence vignette basically talks about how they're going to roll NXT. You know, the same stuff they always do. Then we had a backstage interview with Sarah Schreiber, with Cedric Alexander. And so Cedric Alexander is basically going to avenge... he's going to avenge Javon Evans. Because if you guys don't remember, a couple weeks ago, Ethan Page destroyed Javon Evans' face with a microphone. So... This is Cedric Alexander avenging his broken jaw. Apparently, he was talking about how his jaw is broken, wired shut. They can't talk, so they have to text each other in order to communicate. But Cedric says Javon's getting better, being able to be more normally and get back into the ring. And Ethan Page joins the conversation, but Page doesn't care that Cedric has text conversations with Javon, but one of those should read, "Stay away from Ethan Page," because he's going to put Cedric right next to Javon, which leads to Cedric and Ethan Page just beating the crap out of each other, going towards the ring, and it was a match that was supposed to happen later on that ended up happening right then. Before they came back to that match, there was a promo for Julia, who, if you don't remember, she's taking on Roxanne Perez for the title next week. Which I'm going to do some predictions in the middle of this. I think I said recently, I honestly think Julia's going to win. To be honest, I think Julia's going to win. She's going to be NXT Women's Champion up until Stand and Deliver, and the big match at Stand and Deliver, which, again, if you don't know, is the WrestleMania weekend match. The WrestleMania weekend event for NXT. I think the big match that's going to happen that weekend is going to be Julia versus Stephanie Vaquer, which we're all waiting for. If anybody knows them, that's going to be that's going to be amazing. So then we have a promo with Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry, he says, "Say his name and he appears." This is TNA wrestling superstar Joe Hendry here. And I just want to give a huge thank you to the WWE Universe for voting my NXT debut as NXT's Moment of the Year. That was just a magical year, and I got to share it with all of you, and it was special because of the reception that you guys gave me in the building and online. Thank you much for your support. And before I go, I just want to remind you that saying his name and he appears means anywhere, anytime, any show. I'm about 85 to 90% certain Joe Hendry's in the Royal Rumble, which I can't wait for. Can't wait to hear the pop that he gets in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium. But, so my friend is actually going on a cruise. It's like a Chris Jericho AEW cruise. It's opened up to a little bit more than just AEW people. And Joe Hendry's supposed to be part of that cruise, and it's happening the weekend of the Royal Rumble. But Joe Hendry's not joining it until the 2nd of February, which ironically is the day after the Royal Rumble. So, I'm about 90% certain Joe Hendry's in the Royal Rumble, which would be amazing. Can't wait for it. Okay. So, the match of the year contender this year, who actually won the match of the year for the NXT Awards, was a match between Josh Briggs, Dijak, and Obafemi in a triple threat match for the North American title at NXT Stand and Deliver in 2024. By the way, if you haven't seen that match, go back and watch it. Dijak needs to be back here. I don't know what happened with him. They just let his contract run out. Dijak is awesome. That match was phenomenal. I'm gonna go back and watch it myself, I think, this week, because it was an amazing match. Moment of the year, I said, was Joe Hendry's debut. Tag team of the year was Fraxium, because they were champions the majority of the year, and they really are. They're probably one of the best tag teams ever in NXT. Female Superstar of the Year was Roxanne Perez. And it seemed like Male Superstar of the Year was Obafemi, which he was great, but Trick Williams was the guy this year. That's just my own personal opinion. So the second match we had was Ethan Page and Cedric Alexander. This match ended with Ethan Page, after getting the win, taking Cedric's hand and slamming it in a toolbox lid. Inside of a toolbox. So that was pretty cool. I love, again, I've said this before, I love heel Ethan Page, and this is just next level Ethan Page heel stuff. So good. It's so good. After that match, we have Hank and Tank, and they're talking to Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe, and they who also there with Wes Lee, and Wes challenges Hank and Tank if they can find a sixth man or a third man for their team, which we'll find out who that is later. Claudia Jordan got into a shoving contest with Stephanie Vacour after she was stirring the pot with her and Lola Vice. Then Ava informs Cora Jade that she'll be fighting Kalani Jordan, Stephanie Vacour, and Lola Vice next week at New Year's Evil. The winner will become the number one contender for the WWE NXT North American Championship. I think that Cora Jade will win this match. I think Lola Vice eventually ends up going north. North, I guess. Going to the main roster. And Stephanie's not going anywhere. And Kalani already had the title. They're not going to give it back to her. I honestly think that out of these four, Cora Jade is probably going to win this and then go against Fallon Henley, who Fallon Henley's title reign as North American Champion has been lackluster. I love the group. I love Fatal Influence, but Fallon Henley's title reign, he just keeps getting lost in the shuffle. Third match we had was a triple threat tag team match, which had Meta-Four versus Chance and Carter versus Gigi and Shotzi. This was a great match. At the end of the match, we had some interference with hold on one second. We had some interference with Fatal Influence coming in, distracting Gigi and Shotzi and the Meta-Four girls, who, by the way, again, they need to be up on the main roster. The two of them got a taste of the main roster. I think they're only there because Noam Dar is out injured, but they are, well, all three, well, Chance and Carter already are up there. And then after the match, you had the Unholy Union talking smack to the Meta-Four girls. Like, all of these tag teams should be all around. They should be main roster, NXT, whatever. There's only one set of tag team titles for all three shows. So, anyway, that's just my own personal opinion. So, Meta-Four wins by pinfall. Then Ava tells Lexis King that there's a gray area when it comes to the Heritage Cup Championship due to the fact that he won by disqualification. And at New Year's Evil, Lexis King will once again battle Charlie Dempsey for the Heritage Cup Championship, but it's sudden death rules, which is basically a regular match. And the winner of the regular match gets the NXT Heritage Cup. So, okay, why not? I think eventually Lexis King, who keeps saying he's doing the right thing and he keeps getting screwed over, is going to use the brass knucks, if you get my point. Fourth match was Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame. This was, listen, these two cook. I love Sol Ruka. She's awesome. Zarya comes down to help motivate Sol Ruka, and then Sean Spears is standing up in the balcony. So Ruka tries to do a moonsault to the outside on Izzy Dame, and Izzy Dame pulls Zarya in front of Sol Ruka, and Sol Ruka hits Zarya with the moonsault instead of Izzy Dame, and Izzy Dame gets the decision. Which again, this was a great match. All the matches in here were really good, high quality, excellent matches. The next match we had was the 6-man tag with Wesley, Tyson DuPont, and Tyrick Igwe versus now Hank and Tank asked Andre Chase if they would help. He didn't say yes or no before they went to commercial, but as the match started, Andre Chase comes out. He's looking disheveled. He's looking humdrum. Still disappointed that Chase University is no more. And this one, again, this was a high-quality match. Like, this was the match I thought, oh, man, this is not going to be as good as the others. This was actually really good. It was a really good match. And in the end, we had Andre Chase, who started getting into the match and then realized he wasn't there with Chase U and just walked back, and then Hank and Tank got beat by the other three. Just because there was basically at that point it was a handicap match 2 against 3 because Chase just walked away. So decent match. Like I said, this was a match I had no not desire, but like it wasn't on my top list of matches to see, but it actually ended up being really good. With a little bit of a backstory too, which was kind of good. So the winners were Wesley, Tyson DuPont, and Tyrick Igwe. They won via pinfall. Then we've got Ashanti the Adonis. He calls Carmen Petrovic. She goes right to voicemail, which we all know what that means. He's probably blocked, as all of you may have known by now, but that's a thing. Then Nikita Lyons comes up and invites Ashanti to a New Year's Eve party, but Ashanti says if he can't be with Carmen, then he wants to spend New Year's Eve alone. I know the feeling, dude. Then Tony D'Angelo. First, Izzy Dame comes out, and Sean Spears tries to talk to Izzy Dame, and Tony D'Angelo's like, she said, leave her alone. And then Spears says that he took the hint when Santa attacked the Don last week, and the Don tells Stax to take care of Ridge Holland. Then we've got a. Well, they were going to announce the male Superstar of the Year, and before Mike Rome could announce that, Obafemi comes out. He grabs the award is like a bell, like a ring bell, and he just talks about how he doesn't care about any awards, that he doesn't do it for people, he does things for himself. He's the ruler of NXT, like he always says. And poor Mike Rome, he's just standing there like, what do I do? Like, and Obafemi's like in the corner with him, and he just takes the thing, and then Mike Rome like just leaves, like he skedaddles, which is kind of funny. So then Obafemi starts to talk, and he says, "You see, guys, in your awards, don't you guys understand? It doesn't matter who wins Male Superstar of the Year. All this really is a prop for popularity contest. Honestly, I think it's laughable that you guys really think that you can dictate the narrative here at NXT." Obafemi talking to the crowd. "Because you can voice your own opinions on social media. It doesn't matter if you boo or you cheer or you chant woo. It doesn't matter. My performance remains the same. It's inconsequential. You think you can get control of something. You don't control nothing. The only person in this building, in this company, that gets to control anything is me, because I'm the ruler. I'm the one that directs the narrative. I'm the one who stirs the ship. Interesting. I'm the captain now, and if you don't believe me, you can tune in to New Year's Eve and witness me become NXT champion." Excuse me. Trick comes out and says, Oba, why did you come here with tell these people all kinds of lies? Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see no problem getting some love for the fans. See, I've been pretty fortunate since I've been here. The people show me a lot of love, and I appreciate that. But don't get it twisted. I know that what we got next week is a triple threat match. Eddie Thorpe, Oba Femi, Trick Williams. To win this match, I got to dig deep, man. I got to be ruthless. I need something different. Matter of fact, I need that old thing back. I'm talking about I need that Trick Curry back. I'm talking about that Tricky McGrady. I'm talking about that Michael Trick, that Trick James, that Trick Williams, and gets the job done. And Oba, I know you got some nicknames for yourself. Oba, the Ruler, the Destroyer, the King, Thanos Jr., but I got another nickname for you. Let's talk about it. Oh, beatable, Oba. That's right, Oba. If you were beatable. And how do we know that you're beatable? Because if you wasn't beatable, we wouldn't be having a triple threat match next week. We'd have a title versus title match. See, I have my NXT championship around my waist. Where's your title, dog? Let's talk about it, Oba. Since you want to talk about facts, I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me to be the top man in NXT. Let's talk about it, Oba. And since you want to talk about facts, Oba, when you got beat at Halloween Havoc, you were gone for a couple weeks. Now we all want to know, how long are you going to take off after I beat you at New Year's Evil? Then Eddie Thorpe comes out and attacks Oba Femi and Trick Williams from behind. And then Thorpe breaks the NXT Male Superstar of the Year trophy over Oba's head and poses with the NXT Championship as it goes off the air. I'm going to say this again. I said it last week very emphatically, and I say it again this week. I don't understand why Eddie Thorpe is in this match. He has no reason to be there. We've been waiting for Trick versus... I have. I'm sure other people have. I've been waiting for Trick Williams versus Oba Femi, and they screwed it up. The only thing I can think of is that they want to save Trick and Oba to Stand and Deliver, which, it's only 3 months away. Got a lot of time to build it. But I just don't like the fact that Eddie Thorpe is a part of this match. It just drives me insane. But that's me. That's how I feel. You may feel differently. I don't know. But like I said, overall, I believe this is a really good, a solid episode of NXT. Again, New Year's Eve, they could have packed it in. They could have done whatever they wanted. Like every other channel was playing some kind of New Year's Eve celebration, fireworks, balls dropping, everything. And NXT could have been like, you know what? Let's not kill ourselves. Excuse me. Let's not kill ourselves. Let's just, put on an okay show and then move on with our lives. They didn't, though. They did a great show. Aside from the fact that I don't like this whole triple threat thing, which again, I think that Oba Femi's going to win. That's just my own. It's not going to be Eddie Thorpe, obviously, and if I was a betting person, which I'm kind of, but not really, I would say that that Oba Femi is probably going to win the match. Anyway, this is Stand and Deliver, or not Stand and Deliver. New Year's Evil is going to be a great event, and I can't wait to give you the review from next week because there's a lot of good stuff happening on New Year's Evil. And it's going to be right off of the heels of the first Raw on Netflix. So next week, this Friday is a 3-hour SmackDown. It starts that. But next week is going to be a high-quality week of WWE wrestling, and I cannot wait to watch it. I can't wait to give you the review for New Year's Evil. I think that Julia is going to beat Roxanne Perez. I think Oba is going to beat Trick Williams. And there's no other... I don't think there's any other titles. Like the tag team titles aren't being done, and the North American titles aren't being done either. So I honestly think there's going to be some changes. There's a lot packed into the show. I can't wait to see it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. I know this is a short review. Next week will definitely be a lot longer because we'll have way more to talk about with the New Year's Evil show. And in the meantime, was good talking to you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you next week about New Year's Evil. Talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.